Hello, fellow Stoics. I'm so glad you've taken the time to join us on the Stoic With You channel. Today, we're going to explore a topic that I'm sure we've all experienced at some point. Have you ever wondered why some people leave such a lasting impression on us, even though they didn't do anything special? Or sometimes, just for a fleeting moment, they make you unable to stop thinking about them. So, what makes that difference? Is it the way they walk into a room with such calm confidence? Or is it the way they respond calmly, even when cornered? There's something about them that sets them apart, that makes them someone you can't easily forget. Think about it. We don't just remember them for their looks or appearances. No. It's the strength of their character and the way they carry themselves, no matter the circumstances. It's all about presence. And guess what? This secret isn't new. It's been around for thousands of years, studied and recorded by classical philosophers. People like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus weren't just famous people. They were masters of the art of living. They understood that being memorable isn't about what you have, it's about how you become. And it's all within your reach. In this video, I'm going to share with you 10 proven Stoic skills that can turn you into someone people can't stop thinking about. But don't get me wrong. This isn't about attention-grabbing gimmicks. This is about being someone people want to remember for the positive impact you made. So why would you want to be memorable? Don't we all want to be respected and leave a mark? Once you master these skills, you will not only be memorable, you will be inspirational. Imagine walking into a boardroom with confidence and composure without saying a word, but everyone stops and takes notice. Imagine resolving a family conflict with a calmness that no one expected. It is not just about impressing others, it is about living more fully. You will be in control of yourself, your life, and the moments you create around you. More importantly, you will not be remembered for a single moment, but for the difference you make in every interaction. Stoicism teaches us that making an impression is not about trying to be noticed or special. It is about being authentic and letting your inner strength radiate naturally to everyone. Now, I want you to ask yourself, are you ready to be the person people remember? If you have ever wanted to leave a mark and create an indelible image in people's minds, then watch this video until the end, because we will discover the skills that will make you not only remembered, but also respected. What I will talk about next are the Stoic skills that will not only change you, but also make your presence stronger, no matter what situation you are in. I will not only list them, but I will show you how to apply them to real-life situations so that you can truly become unforgettable. Now, let's start with the first skill, a simple yet powerful skill. Keep calm in chaos. Imagine that you are facing an extremely stressful situation. Keeping calm in stressful situations is not only an important skill, but also a core foundation of the Stoic philosophy. Have you ever noticed how in a room full of controversy, the presence of a calm and steady person can have a huge impact? That's the power of calm, the ability to maintain stability when everything around you seems to be exploding. The person who stays calm is always in control, no matter what's going on. Staying calm not only helps you see the situation more clearly, but it also sends a powerful message of self-control to those around you. When you don't let yourself get caught up in the storm of emotions, you automatically create a space where people will listen to you and respect your words. As Marcus Aurelius once said, no matter how chaotic the world outside is, inside you must always be a fortress of peace. Now, my friends, you imagine you're in a tense meeting. Your boss suddenly criticizes you in front of your entire team. All eyes are on you, waiting for a response, perhaps a heated retort or an excuse. But instead of letting your emotions take over, you choose to stay calm. You take a deep breath, and instead of responding immediately, you look directly at your boss and say, "I see your point of view. Could you be more specific about what you're not happy about so we can work through this together?" Your response not only diffuses the tension, but also demonstrates great emotional control. Not only do you look professional, but you also leave a strong impression of someone who can handle pressure. How to practice? To develop calmness in such stressful situations, you need to practice regularly. Here are some simple Stoic techniques you can use. 1. Deep breathing exercise. When you feel stress rising, stop and take a deep breath into your belly. Hold it for 4 seconds and exhale slowly for 6 seconds. Repeat this 3 times and you will feel a noticeable difference. This technique helps you regain stability and brings an instant sense of calm. 2. Short meditation. Take 5 minutes every morning to sit quietly and focus on your breathing. Notice each inhale and exhale, and let your mind not drift away from thoughts, but focus on your breathing. This will not only help you start your day gently, but also prepare your mind to stay calm throughout the day. 3. The pause and reflect technique. Before you react to anything, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, if I react now, will it help? Asking yourself this question will help you create a space between your emotions and your actions, allowing you to think and choose a more rational response. The ability to stay calm in chaos is not only a valuable skill, but also an art that you need to practice every day. Remember that calmness is not something you only use when things have gone too far. It is something you carry with you to face life with grace and power. When you master this skill, you will not only take control of the situation, but people around you will automatically respect and remember you. And this is just the beginning. We have just talked about the power of staying calm in chaos. But staying calm is only half the battle. Being calm will give you the space to think, but what really sets you apart is your ability to make rational decisions when others are caught up in the whirlwind of emotions. So how do you make the right choices, especially when everything around you is chaotic? It's a skill that Stoic philosophy has honed for thousands of years. The ability to make decisions without being guided by emotion. Rational decision-making is key to standing out in a world where most people are easily drawn into emotional judgments and snap decisions. Think about it. We often make our most important decisions when we're under pressure. Can you remember the last time you chose a path because you felt forced to by circumstances? Maybe it was a job choice you made out of fear of unemployment, or an answer you gave in anger that you later regretted. Imagine you're in a discussion with a business partner. They suddenly make you an offer with a 24-hour deadline to respond. The pressure makes you feel like you need to make a decision right away, so you say yes without considering other important factors. As a result, the deal carries a lot of risks that you didn't anticipate. But if you take a step back, say to yourself, I need more time to think about it, and carefully analyze the consequences, you can make a better decision. In this case, not making a decision right away is actually the best decision you can make. How to practice this? Rational decision-making is an art that combines calmness and strategic thinking. To practice this skill, you need to focus on building a deliberate mindset that is not influenced by temporary emotional factors. Here are 3 Stoic practices you can use. 1. The 3 essential questions exercise. Whenever you feel pressured to make a decision, pause and ask yourself these 3 questions. Is this decision based on fear or pride? If I look back in a year, will I regret this choice? What will be best for me in the long term, not just the short term? The answers to these questions will help you take a step back and look at the situation more clearly instead of reacting impulsively. 2. Susie Welch's 10-10-10 technique. This is a simple technique that helps you assess the long-term impact of each decision. Before you make any choice, ask yourself, how will this decision affect me in the next 10 minutes? How will this decision affect me in the next 10 months? And what about in the next 10 years? This technique will help you analyze things from different time perspectives and consider carefully before acting. 3. Make a decision writing habit. Keep a small notebook to record the important decisions you make and the reasons behind each decision. Not only does this help you hone your analytical skills, it also gives you the opportunity to look back and learn from yourself. As you record each choice, you gradually form a habit of thinking logically before acting. The ability to make rational decisions does not come overnight, but is the result of continuous practice. Remember that what sets you apart is not how much information you have, but your ability to use that information to make the most rational and meaningful decisions in any situation. If you can master this skill, you will become someone people look to for advice, someone they trust to evaluate and make wise choices. And that is truly a rare kind of power. Now we understand the importance of calmness and rational decision-making. But what happens when you encounter obstacles and failures? The next skill I want to talk about will help you stand firm in the face of adversity and come out stronger. This is the art of mental resilience, skill number 3 that we will explore now. My Stoic friends, we are almost halfway there. If you are here and feel that the values we share are really useful, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the next videos. Trust me, you won't want to miss it, because every moment we discuss is filled with insights that will help you not only make an impression on others, but also help you master yourself, instead of letting your mind run wild with thousands of random thoughts. That's what we are trying to build here. To become someone that others can't stop thinking about, naturally and charismatically. Now let's move on to skill 3. Skill 3, mental resilience. We've talked about staying calm and making rational decisions when faced with stress. But staying calm and rational will only be useful when you have the inner strength to get up after each fall. That's when mental resilience becomes the decisive factor to help you overcome difficulties and move forward. Because life will always have times when it tests you to your limits, and what really matters is not how many times you fall, but how you get up after each fall. This is the core of resilience that the Stoics have talked about so much. Resilience is not immunity to difficulties, but how you respond when faced with them. Think about it. We all fail, whether in our careers, relationships, or personal lives. But only those with mental strength can turn failure into an opportunity for growth and not let adversity shake their resolve. This is what makes you unique and memorable. Imagine that you have just experienced a major failure, an important project that you have put a lot of effort into but ultimately collapsed right before your eyes. When everything seems hopeless, how would you react? Some people would give up, let the feeling of failure weigh them down, and be unable to escape that negative spiral. But imagine that, instead of giving up, you decide to face the situation from a different perspective. This project failed, but what did I learn from it? You ask yourself constructive questions, recognize valuable lessons, and take steps to overcome your weaknesses to come back stronger. In a world where people easily falter in the face of difficulties, your mental resilience will make them take notice. Seneca once said it so rightly: "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor can a man be perfected without trials." This means that hardship is not something we avoid, but something that shapes us, making us grow and become stronger. How to practice? To become more resilient, you don't need to become a man of steel, but you do need to build a strong mindset and a spirit that is not easily defeated. Here are 3 Stoic techniques that you can apply to develop mental resilience. 1. Practice amor fati, love fate. This is a famous concept in Stoic philosophy, which means loving everything that happens to you, regardless of whether it is good or bad. Look at every adversity as an opportunity to train yourself and grow. When something goes wrong, tell yourself, "This is an opportunity for me to improve an aspect of myself that I never thought I would." This will change the way you view difficulties and help you approach them with a more positive mindset. 2. Practice seeing adversity as a challenge. Every time you face a challenge, instead of thinking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask yourself, "What is this teaching me?" Write down the lessons you can learn from the situation and identify how you can use these lessons in the future. 3. The see the big picture technique. Whenever you feel defeated, remind yourself that this challenge is just a small part of your long life. Imagine that you are looking at your life as a big book. This moment is probably just a small chapter, and you have the choice to write the next chapter in the way you want. This helps you maintain balance and not get caught up in the immediate emotions. Conclusion. Mental resilience is not just a survival skill, but a kind of quiet strength that makes you unstoppable. People will remember you not because you never fail, but because you always get back up, stronger and wiser. Remember that failure is not the end, but an invitation to explore your limits and grow from those difficulties. Now we have calmness, sound decision-making, and resilience in the face of difficulties. But to truly be memorable, you need to know how to build deep and meaningful connections. And this requires a skill that few people really pay attention to: mindful presence. This is the next skill I want to share with you. Skill 4. Mindful presence. We have talked about mental resilience to help you overcome difficulties and move forward, but it doesn't stop there. To make a lasting impact, you need to build deep connections with the people around you. And the best way to do that is to practice mindful presence, the skill that allows you to not only attract the attention of others, but also make them feel appreciated when they are with you. This is not something complicated, but rather it is a simple but rare ability to be completely present in the present moment. Have you noticed that in this day and age, we rarely feel truly present? Think about the times when you are sitting with someone, but your mind is somewhere else. Maybe you are thinking about work, tomorrow's plans, or simply scrolling through your phone. As a result, while you are physically there, you are mentally absent. But true presence is different. It is when you bring your full attention to the present moment, when you don't just hear but really listen, don't just see but really see the person you are talking to. Imagine you're having a conversation with a close friend, but throughout the conversation, they keep looking at their watch or their phone. How would you feel? You'd feel unappreciated, unheard. But if the situation were reversed, the person would look you in the eye, nod as you speak, and give you their full attention. You'd feel truly understood, acknowledged, and the conversation would leave a lasting impression. That's the power of mindful presence, making people feel respected and important. How to practice? Practicing mindful presence doesn't require you to be a Zen master or give up all your modern habits. It simply means stopping and focusing on the present moment. Here are some techniques you can use today to improve your presence. 1. The 5 minutes of total presence exercise. Take at least 5 minutes every day to focus completely on a conversation or an activity you are doing. Turn off your phone, put all distractions aside, and focus only on the person or the task at hand. Don't let your thoughts wander to the past or worry about the future. Be truly present in every word, every emotion you're experiencing. 2. The mindful walking technique. Every day, take a short time to walk without any distractions. No phone, no music, no thoughts about work. Simply feel each step, listen to the sounds around you, and breathe deeply. This will help you reconnect with the present moment and practice the habit of being present. 3. The mindful listening technique. When talking to someone, get rid of the habit of waiting for your turn to speak. Instead, focus entirely on their words and body language. You can try to respond by repeating a key point or asking a relevant question. This will not only help you understand the other person more deeply, but it will also show them that you truly care. Mindful presence not only helps you build meaningful connections, but it also creates a kind of invisible magnetism. When you are fully present in every moment, people will feel your sincerity and want to be around you more. This will not only make you someone they remember, but also someone they want to seek out. Remember that presence is not something you reserve for special people, but a gift you can give to anyone you meet in your life. Now that you have mastered mindful presence, you need to strengthen an extremely important element: consistency. This is the next element we will discuss. Because once you are able to maintain consistency in your behavior and values, you will become a person that people respect. Let's explore the next skill. Skill 5. Consistency. Once you have mastered the art of mindful presence, what will help you solidify your charisma in a sustainable way? It is consistency, the skill that helps you become trustworthy and build lasting trust. Because no matter how good you are at being present and communicating, if you are not consistent in your words and actions, you will gradually lose credibility and respect from others. Consistency is not just about acting in a certain way. It is about staying true to your core values and principles, even in the face of the most challenging circumstances. Imagine you have a friend who you admire for their reliability. Whether in their work or personal life, they always act the same way, stand their ground, and do not compromise on their principles. This not only makes you respect them, but also makes you trust and feel safe around them. On the other hand, think about people whose words and actions change according to the situation. Do you find it harder to trust them? Therefore, consistency is not only what makes others respect you, but also what helps you build a strong and stable image in their eyes. Think of a leader you admire, maybe a teacher, a boss, or a famous figure like Nelson Mandela. What makes them special? It is that they always stand by their principles and values, even in the face of tremendous pressure. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in prison without ever changing his goal of fighting for freedom and equality. It is this consistency that has made him an icon for millions of people around the world, not just because of what he says, but because of how he lives what he says. How to practice it? Consistency is not something you achieve in a day. It requires persistence and long-term self-discipline. Here are some ways to help you build and maintain consistency. 1. Define your core values. Ask yourself, what values do I never want to compromise? Write them down and review them every day. This will remind you of the principles you need to uphold, no matter what. 2. Consistently match your words. When you say something, make sure your actions reflect it. If you say you value punctuality, make an effort to be early for appointments. If you say you are honest, be honest in every situation, no matter how small. This will help build trust with those around you. 3. Practice daily consistency. Pick a behavior or habit that you want to be consistent with, such as greeting people in a friendly manner every morning or completing work on time. Repeat that behavior every day until it becomes second nature. Consistency is the foundation of trust and respect. When you consistently uphold your values and act consistently, people feel secure and confident in working and interacting with you. They know that, no matter the circumstances, you will not change who you are just because of outside pressure. That is what makes you someone people want to learn from and follow. Once you have built consistency, you need another important element to maintain your influence: emotional regulation. This will be the next skill we will explore to help you gain more control over yourself. Let's dive into this skill. Skill 6. Emotional regulation. Consistency has helped you build a solid foundation of trust, but to truly master yourself in any situation, you need the ability to emotional regulation. This is an extremely important skill, because even if you have identified your values, if you do not control your emotions, you can easily destroy the image you have built. The ability to regulate your emotions is how you keep yourself sane, clear-headed, and calm, no matter what happens around you. Regulating your emotions does not mean suppressing your emotions or pretending that they do not exist. Instead, it is about recognizing and understanding your emotions and then choosing the most appropriate and wise way to respond. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Remember, it is not what happens to you that matters, but how you react to it." The difference between a person who is able to regulate your emotions and someone who is easily carried away by them is that one person will respond intentionally, while the other will simply react instinctively. Imagine that you have just received negative feedback from your boss after a meeting. You feel offended and have a strong urge to react immediately. In this situation, you have two options: either let your anger explode and risk saying something you regret, or take a deep breath, tell yourself, "This is not about me, it's about this particular situation," and come up with a calm response like, "Thank you for the feedback. I'll think about it and see how I can improve." Not only will this calmness make you look more professional, it will also show that you are capable of controlling your emotions in difficult situations. How to practice? Emotion regulation is not an easy skill to master, but if you practice it regularly, it will become second nature to you. Here are some stoic techniques to help you master your emotions. 1. The stop and assess technique. Whenever you feel a negative emotion rising up, perhaps anger, frustration, or anxiety, stop for a second and ask yourself, where is this emotion coming from? What is it trying to tell me? If I react now, will that solve the problem? This creates a small gap between the emotion and the action, giving you time to consider your response. 2. Practice positive self-talk. Instead of letting negative thoughts control you, replace them with positive statements like, I can control this situation, or this feeling is temporary, I will get through it. Reminding yourself like this will help you calm down and make wise decisions. 3. The emotional journal exercise. Take a few minutes each day to write down the emotions you experience. From there, identify the causes and how you react. When you write them down, you will have a more objective view of your emotions and find it easier to regulate them. Regulating your emotions not only helps you control yourself, but also shows that you are a stable and emotionally intelligent person. This makes people feel secure around you because they know that you will not easily let anger or sadness control you. When you have the ability to control your emotions, you not only control the situation, but also control how others perceive you. Now, we understand the importance of regulating emotions, but to build real influence, you need an equally important element: self-control. This is the next skill we will explore. Skill 7. Self-control. Now, my Stoic friends, why am I talking about this skill? Because after you've learned how to regulate your emotions, the next step is the ability to completely master yourself. That is self-control. This is an important skill in the Stoic philosophy, because self-control means that you do not let any external factors influence your behavior and choices. In other words, you are not controlled by circumstances or other people, but you are always the one who decides how you live and act. What is self-control? It is the ability to stay true to your goals, no matter how things change around you. Self-control means knowing what is important to you and staying on track, even when you are tempted, criticized, or encounter unexpected difficulties. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Let no one but yourself be the master of your mind." This is true not only of your mind, but also of your behavior. Imagine you are at a party, and you have decided not to drink alcohol because you want to stay healthy. However, everyone around you tries to convince you to have just one drink. They might say, "One drink? No big deal," or "Everyone is drinking, just a little." If you give in easily and drink, it means that you have let the outside environment control your actions. But if you stay calm, smile, and say, "Thank you, but I'll stick to my decision," you've demonstrated that you have self-control. That kind of consistency will make others admire and respect you more, because they know that you're a person who lives by your own principles, not being swept away by social pressure. How to practice? Self-control doesn't come naturally. It's the result of constant practice and perseverance toward personal goals. Here are 3 ways you can start building stronger self-control right away. 1. Set personal rules. Write down a list of rules you want to follow, such as never gossip about others, or maintain a habit of reading for 30 minutes every day. Don't just write them down. Read them every day and commit to living by these rules no matter what. 2. Practice saying no. Self-control is not just about saying yes to important things, but also about saying no to things you know will derail you. When someone asks you to do something that you don't feel is in line with your goals, politely say no. This may be difficult at first, but over time you will feel more confident in standing up for your opinions and choices. 3. Practice slow response. When you encounter a stressful or tempting situation, stop and take a deep breath. Tell yourself, "I have a choice. I will think about it before I act." Creating a short gap between the stimulus and the response will help you better control your behavior and not get caught up in the emotions or pressure of the moment. Self-control is a form of invisible power. When you have self-control, you are less susceptible to external factors or temptations. You become the master of your own life, deciding how you will act and staying on the path you have chosen. This not only earns you respect from others, but also helps you live a more purposeful and fulfilling life. And now, my Stoics, we have a good understanding of self-control. But to really make a lasting impact, you need to know how to make an impact through concrete action. This is the next skill I want you to really master: influence through action. Let's explore. Skill 8. Influence through action. You and I are talking about Skill 8, one of the essential skills that true Stoics must always master. It is the ability to influence through action. I have emphasized self-control and emotional control a lot, but you know what? Nothing speaks louder than the actual actions you take. All the words, all the values you claim to follow are meaningless if you don't take action to prove them. actions speak louder than words. They speak volumes about who you are, even before you speak. In Stoic philosophy, the sages didn't just talk about the principles they lived by, they lived them every day. It was how they lived, how they acted, that made their impact so great. A real-life example. Think of someone you truly admire, someone you think of with respect. Is it what they say or what they do? Nelson Mandela, Mahatma Gandhi, or even an ordinary person you know, what made them special wasn't the fancy statements they made, but the fact that they stood up and took action for what they believed in. Mandela didn't just talk about freedom and equality. He spent his whole life fighting for them, even spending 27 years in prison. His actions made people not only listen to him, but believe in him and follow him. How to practice it? Influence doesn't require you to do big things like great leaders, but rather it starts with small daily actions that you commit to doing consistently. Here are some ways to influence through action. 1. Start small. Start meaningfully. It doesn't have to be big at first. Start by keeping your promises, completing tasks on time, and helping others genuinely. For example, if you say you value respect, show it by listening to others when they speak and treating everyone, from the janitor to your senior colleagues, with respect. 2. Walk your talk. If you consider yourself an honest person, be honest even when it doesn't benefit you. If you say you're a hard worker, show it by always going the extra mile. Don't just say, "I'm dependable." Show others that you can be relied on. For example, when you promise to help someone, don't just say it. Go out there, contribute, and follow through. 3. Be the role model. The best way to change other people's behavior is to change yourself. If you want people around you to be more positive, start by spreading positivity. If you want your family and friends to be healthier, start by taking care of your own health, eating well, and exercising regularly. When you live the way you want others to live, you don't have to push or convince. Your actions will speak for themselves. Conclusion. Influence doesn't come from words, it comes from daily actions. Don't just talk about what you believe. Let your actions be the clearest proof of the values you pursue. People will look at the way you live, and gradually they will be attracted, convinced by the authenticity in every little thing you do. That's when your influence spreads the strongest. Not noisy, but deep and undeniable. Thank you for watching this video. If you're still here with me, it proves that you are really serious about improving yourself and becoming a memorable person in the minds of others. Now I want you to think a little. Of the 8 skills we just explored, which one do you feel you need to practice the most? Pick one and start practicing today. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button so we can continue this journey together. Every new video, every new share will help you go deeper into self-improvement. Let's become the best version of ourselves together so that we are not only the people they think of, but the people they never want to forget.